we'll try to. Oh god damn it! All right, after the show, I have to give Snoop a treat
Okay.
because Tora's been saving up, but he's been kicked out for the show. Wait, unless Tora has to go to bed, then I might have to leave.
We might as well. I mean, if she's going to, because yeah, it is late, so
Are you going to
give
bed
Snoop a
soon,
treat.
Tora? Do I have to go get? Do I have to go get Snoop and save him from his ban? 'Cause I'll do it.
Oh,
Oh, she's
perfect.
on summer vacay.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. I wasn't even thinking about that for your new job. That's great. Nice. Okay, well then we'll do it at the end, if that's okay with you. Um, yeah, today wasn't sure what we were gonna talk about, and then we just kind of thought maybe we should talk about like when you can't even, like when you can't even. You know what I mean? You're so depressed, stressed, maybe you've been sick for a long time. Maybe it's other mental health conditions that you're struggling with. Um, Maybe it's just overwhelm and burnout. But you, um, yeah, burnt out perhaps. Um, but it's hard to do basic things. Like, I'll be the first to say that like when I'm really depressed, it's horrible and I hate it. But the first thing to go is like brushing my teeth. I will like drop that. Um, and that's something that's hard. Like it's hard to do basic things sometimes. Shower, brush your teeth. Sometimes it's hard to just take the trash out or clean your dishes from the day, the week, the month, depending on where you're at. And I think I've kind of been in that space for a long time. I know Rebecca and I have both been there. Um,
I do brush my teeth every day though. I just need to say
I
that.
that's no, that's fine. I just
Okay.
also we're not here to shame anybody. Um,
We're not.
uh, but yeah, what are some things that go like when you're really depressed or overwhelmed? What are some things you stop doing to care for yourself?
See, I was just thinking about that and it was like it's kind of like having a gun to your head when you have a kid in the house.
Mm,
And it's like you're in the hole, but also you still have to get up and you still have to make them lunch and you still have to wake them up and get them off to school. And it's like, and I don't mean that in like a martyring type of way. I just mean it in like
yeah,
someone's depending on you. So not only are you in the hole, but then you're having to push through, which doesn't make it better.
no,
There's no time to like,
that can make it
or,
harder too.
exactly. So it's just, it's like a layer of just feeling like you're emptying out everything and not getting a chance to kind of regenerate.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, like, but what things? So like, I know it's not the same, but my favorite thing is being like, kids are like having a cat. It's the same thing, parents. Um, it's like I still care for my cats, of course, and I know that's completely different. But
no,
what about
yeah,
you? What
I would say
things?
probably like eating. I think eating goes out, and it's like
Yeah,
I just don't want to. Um, just any.
like social interaction more than
Oh,
usual.
absolutely not. Not even that. No.
No, I'm saying like, does that go more? Like, do you avoid
Oh yeah.
even more
Oh,
social
I avoid
interactions than you
everybody
normally would?
100%. I avoid
Yeah,
everybody. I spend a lot of time like in the couch corner. I like if I'm in the hole, it's just in the couch corner and like I have enough energy to just read a book or use the
play a mindless game or
yeah. Yeah, just nothing that requires extensive mental loads. Cooking, which I guess goes with eating, but like cooking so like
mm,
basic house maintenance stuff feels super overwhelming like cooking or oh my God, I have to clean the kitchen or unload the dishwasher. That's the stuff that it feels like insurmountable weirdly, even though you know it's just something that you can do.
mm-hmm. Sometimes it's even
And
something that like you can do quickly,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like I can't. Like we even talked
It's
about, there are times where you can't even get out of bed because of what's going on in your life or in your head. Um,
You have to psych yourself up to do it. Like I do a lot of like, okay, here we go. There's a lot of inner narrative of, okay, we're gonna go do this, and like having to like gather up the energy to do something, even when you again you've done it a million times
yeah.
before.
And then you're
It's
also trying to find like, yeah, you're trying to find like the motivation like to do those things.
mhm.
Um, and sometimes it just doesn't come.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you are, currently off insurance and unemployed and you don't have like medication available consistently because doctors are fucking expensive,
And meds are
then
expensive.
right. So if you're out of them or if you don't have access to them, like that makes it a million times worse
Mm-hmm.
because not only are you like you're not even getting that I was going to say legal meth, but that's not the right word. You're not
You
even
can
getting
say,
like that
we always say legal meth. You can
that
say legal meth.
right, that like that artificial boost from medication that you would. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're not even getting that. So you're having to make your own serotonin and that's not happening.
No, it is not. Yeah, I told Rebecca not all of my meds, but there have been some meds that I've been off of for a couple weeks, maybe a little more than a couple weeks. Um, but yesterday I think my doctor, my PCP, got an alert for like to fill a prescription for me, and then he looked and said, "Oh, I haven't seen Jamie in like a year and a half. Like I'm gonna have to see her to fill this." And it was actually perfect timing because right now I'm trying to ditch my psychiatrist because like being unemployed without insurance, um, that's expensive. Um, Hi Josh, welcome in. You almost made me think you were my dad again though. Hi Dad. Um, and yeah, I just it was perfect timing because I wanted to. I sorry, lost the train of thought. It was perfect timing because I wanted to ditch my psychiatrist because he's too expensive, and I know that like I'm on ADHD meds, so those have to be they're like legally like my doctor still has to see me or have an appointment with me every 3 months to continue that prescription. But other than that, I'm just like, here are all the meds I'm taking. At one point, my PCP did manage all of my medications anyway, so like he's familiar with what I take because it hasn't changed too much.
Right.
Um, and I was so anxious, like I didn't want to. I knew I had to go to the appointment, and I actually like my doctor. This is the first time in forever. It took me like 35 years to find a doctor that I like and that I feel is supporting me and looking out for the best for me. Um, so thank you, Drew, if you're listening to this. I'm just kidding. He's not. Um, but yeah, I was so anxious about it. And then I went in and I mean, it was like a 25 minute visit. But, he just like checked me out, made sure, like did a little like physical exam, made sure I was okay, like physically and I was healthy. Everything checks out, everything's good. Um, Always a load off my mind. And then we just talked meds and got that straightened out. And then I was able to immediately go and pick up all the medications that I've been out of. And today's really the first day that I started taking all my meds again. And it's just a world of difference. And it's so sad because like that shit's so expensive, but it's like you need it to function.
Right.
Or I do.
Right. And the like and when you're in the hole, having to get up and go out and then interact
Mm-hmm.
and do more activities, like going to a secondary location.
Mm-hmm.
It would just drain me for the rest of the day.
That's why I bought lipstick because I was at CVS. So I also like got myself a little treat, a special treat for a special little guy.
For a special day. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I like to, I don't know if you do this, but because I hate going out into the world and dealing with people and I'm at home all the time, I'll like bundle all of my have to go out in the world tasks. So like
Hmm.
even if I didn't have to like also go get meds, like I would typically do like I'm gonna go to the doctor, then I'm gonna go like pick up a coffee for myself as a treat, and like then I'll go get my meds, and then I'll go, you know, to the grocery store and pick up a few groceries. So then I feel like, okay, I've accomplished a lot. Like I've gotten done what I need to get done, and I've done it all in a day. But sometimes even just doing like one thing, like even just going to the doctor that day is like, I don't know. You're like, ugh, I went out. Like you were gone for like an hour, and you're like, I went out, I did things. I'm done.
Yeah. And then having to show up at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying acting like everything's fine, but having to show up and work and having to produce things and have output and to
Mm-hmm.
have to sit in meetings and to have to function.
Function for your kid, function for your family, function for your work, your boss, your friends, even sometimes.
So then yeah, you feel like at the end of the day there's nothing else. So
Mm.
what have you found? I mean, I know you said you start your meds again, but like what have you been finding that has been helping you kind of get back out of it or kind of get back?
Yeah. So I haven't found a full time role, but I have started freelancing. I'm actually working not directly with Rebecca, but I'm working at Rebecca's work. Um, oh, am I allowed? Maybe I'm not allowed to say that. Oops,
I don't
it's
care.
said. We'll add it to the show notes. Just kidding. Um, but listen, we were so excited to talk to each other on Slack again. I was like, I couldn't wait to like pick the GIF that I was gonna send her for like being on Slack for the first time, and it was just such a thing. High five, jobber. Thanks, Pat. Hi, Pat. Welcome in. Um, but yeah, I think that because I kind of felt thrown into chaos, and I know it's like, oh, like poor me, like I haven't done any work. Hi, paper. Welcome. I haven't done any work, or like I've been laid off for 6 months and now I finally have work to do. It's like, shut up and just do the work, which I am, but it's been more of a struggle than I thought. And so it's kind of made me rethink just kind of because I haven't been on a schedule. I've literally, you know, this, like I've been able to do whatever the fuck I want and get up whenever I want, and um, still applying for jobs, still working on the podcast and doing some like other freelance work, but for the most part, like I didn't really have many like deadlines or schedules or things I had to do, you know, that week. So everything kept getting put off. And so working again and getting a little overwhelmed like my first week has made me say like, okay, now you know what to do. Like, you know, you have to schedule your time better and like, you know, have these task lists so you like make sure you're getting stuff done for your clients, and just that has like caused me to kind of look at like even my home and like personal life in that
Mhm.
way. And this is like, I don't want to get I don't want to get too, I'm like getting teary. You told me this might happen. um I think it's going on like 2 years now that I've had like depression apartment. I don't think it's depression apartment anymore. um but I have a lot of stuff. It's like things are clean, but I just have too much shit. Like you guys can, like see in my background like how much shit I have just like piled up in my office, which is like my junk room right now. Like I don't want to live like that. Like I want to have a clean desk and like feel good when I have to sit down and do work or um record the podcast, and even just like gaming when I'm trying to like relax and unwind at the end of the day. Um and so it's just gone on way too long, but I just hadn't been at a point where I could get out of it because honestly, it was like my grandpa died. Um, Work became so overwhelming and awful, and there was like a little bit of moral injury there. Um, Yes, Marina, come. Are you going to come here and help me declutter my apartment? I would love that. Please come visit. Come stay with me. Um, but it's just, yeah, anyway. So work was stressful. Then I got laid off. And then that was like, I was like, all right, this is my chance. And I'm going to get rid of everything and go through my entire wardrobe and pare everything down. I've done a little bit of that, but I haven't done a lot of that at all. And so I've just been starting to do more of that. Like I did, not that anyone can notice but me, but I did go through, I don't know, like a quarter of my office and like get rid of things and honestly just throw out trash and like some boxes that were in here just like lying around
Mhm.
from stuff I unboxed and put together and then just left the box there. So, yeah.
And see, this is where it's like I feel like I'm very lucky to have a second person in the household with me because
True, yeah.
I have somebody who takes out the boxes and does the recycling. Like,
Mm-hmm. Send them over.
so I can't, I'm just saying, like, I can't imagine how hard, like, to have to be in charge of all the things. Cause that's that's the difference. You are in charge of all the things. And we talked about this before. You have to be in charge of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I have someone who's picking up the slack when I drop the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's,
Uh,
not that it's not fair, but it's just like there should be, I don't know, there's just having to be in charge of everything all the time has to be
yeah.
draining.
Yeah, it is. There were times like I remember I was like joking but not joking where I would like tell you guys, my friends, I would just be like, all right, I was single at the time and I was like, all right, time for me to get a partner. I need someone to do my dishes. Like, this is ridiculous. I need someone to go with me on Saturday to run errands. Like, and I don't, and that's the thing too, is like all of my friends. Oh, hi, Liz. Well, well, well. Liz, yes, look at her. Oh, welcome, Liz. If you guys haven't listened to Liz's episode, I believe it's 28, episode 28, please go listen to it. Liz is so amazing. We love you.
Yes.
Anyway, um, but yeah, I like it was half a joke, but honestly, it was like, yeah, that is nice. It's like at the same time, we've talked about kind of like the give and take of both situations of like having a family, having kids, or being alone and living alone.
Hmm.
And I think the difference, like they're both very difficult. And I think like for me, right, it's I don't have another person to help me and like you said, pick up the slack. But then for you, it's like there's a lot more to do. And then there's also a child or children in other people's cases like that depend on you. Um,
Yeah, how can I be in charge of somebody?
yeah. I know like when I'm like my worst and I'm in like my darkest depression hole, I'm really just like the first thing is just like take care of the cats. Make sure the cats are fed and watered and they take their meds and they're okay and they're happy and they're safe. And they have a clean place to poop, you know? Um, and then I'm like secondary. And that's kind of what happened too with like my plants. Like I had a 50 some plant collection in my apartment.
I didn't think you're going to talk about your plans. This is the heartbreaking part that like bums me out so bad.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I spent so much time and money on these plants and like I love plants and I loved it, but I was so depressed that it just started with like I can't do this today. Also, it's like motherfucker, don't get 50 plants. What are you doing? Like you're giving yourself a whole other job to do. Let's take it small. And I haven't reached the point yet. I say like people can laugh and joke about it, but I I say that it's very traumatic. Like I actually haven't even been out on my balcony. I have a nice balcony. I haven't been out there because there are still dead plants out there. All the dead plants in my apartment I've finally gotten rid of, but some of them were here for like a year because I just couldn't even address it because it was like so traumatic. because this is the thing that was like a hobby and it made me happy, and it was like this living thing that I was taking care of, and it was so beautiful, and I was just so interested in plants, and they were beautiful, and I got rare plants, and so much joy surrounding that, and now there's like so much trauma. So I'm just waiting for, and that's what we talk about, right? Baby steps. So like baby steps for me, like I couldn't even throw out my dead plants that were in my apartment. Friends would come over and say something about it. I'm looking at you, Rob. Why do you have all these dead plants still in your apartment? And I can laugh about it now, but it was so traumatic for me. I couldn't even touch them. So the first step was throwing them out, and I can actually thank my mom for that, because when she was here last time, she said, "Why don't you let me throw out some of these plants?" And I was like, "Well, some of them I want to keep this pot, and I don't want to throw it out because these are nice plastic pots." And so I just kind of gave her directions, and she did it. And then I did a little more, and we got them all out of here. So thank you, Mom, for kicking my butt. Hi, Manic.
Well, I mean, it's like a physical manifestation on the outside of how you're feeling on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. And like my whole apartment too. Like I think the first time um Manic came to my apartment, I was just like so horrified, because I'm like it just kind of feels like this isn't me, this is my mental illness. Like, or this, not even necessarily that I'm really struggling with mental illness at the time, but this is because I was in a really dark place for a long time. So yeah, I mean, it is very emotional, but I guess like that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I think everybody has maybe like their little like secret like shame, and they feel ashamed about it. And they don't want to talk about it, or they don't even tell their friends or let their friends know that this thing got so bad, or I don't know, like I left that dish in the sink too long and it got moldy. It didn't, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like little things that just go to the wayside and then grow. And anyway, you're not alone. It happens. And if you have people around you that love you and support you, they'll help you. And sometimes people don't know what to do, and sometimes people don't know you need help. So sometimes it's good to ask for help.
Do you find that it's coming like in waves, or do you find it's like you get out of it and then you kind of not relapse, it's not the right word, but like have two steps back, or is it just a continuous momentum forward?
I think it depends.
Mhm.
I think that I was getting some momentum like months and months ago, but it kind of kept going back. So I would like do something and feel really good about it and feel like accomplished. And I'll tell you what, it helps that I'm in a long distance relationship and my partner comes to visit and comes to my apartment every like 3 months. Both of us have talked about that. Even it's like we should just keep visiting each other and seeing each other, because like then we'll both keep up with tasks and not be behind on everything. So that's helped with like keeping my apartment clean. It's just I have to get rid of stuff at this point, and yeah, I don't even know if I
I've
answered
had to
your
break.
question.
No, I've had to like actually, I think I showed you like I have a day planner. I've had to break down the stuff that just like feels like too much. I've just because you look at something and I call it the giving a mouse a cookie, where it's just like, well, if you give a mouse a cookie, he needs a cup of milk, and then blah, blah, blah. Pretty soon you're like, well, everything needs to be redone. So I've just started like breaking it up into like one a day, and then you only do that one thing, and that sounds so stupid and like a no shit thing, but it takes the not the shame, but like, well, yeah, I guess the shame or the stress out of it. So then it's like, well, I have done it. And then when I see everything else that I'm like, "Ugh, I wanna organize this or redo this," it's like, "Well, I'm getting to it, but not right now, but,
Yeah.
like, it will happen." And so, I think you called it what did your therapist call it?
Remember.
should haveing or
Oh, shooting all over yourself.
shoulding all over yourself. Like
She
I should have. Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you're shitting all over yourself." She's like, "It's what us therapists call shitting all over yourself." And I was like, "Shitting all over myself? That's what therapists call it?" She's like, "No, Jamie, should." Yeah, you're just like, "I should do this. I should do this." And like that. Well, first of all, I grabbed this because whatever. This is kind of dorky, but I got a new notebook to fix my life, Rebecca.
Oh
Um,
shit.
and so I
But have you
started.
written in it yet?
I have.
Okay, good.
I have. And
That's the
so
first step.
this one's kind of like more like a guided, so it does have like sections, but it has like tasks and stuff. And so I'm like, yeah. So I thought that was funny because we're always talking about
Yeah, but
how.
when you brought up shooting all over yourself, I realized like that's what I've been doing is because I don't know like that's what it was, but it was like instead of being like, oh man, it's like, okay, well, I will.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the plan. And so that takes away sort of that like that should have
Yeah.
kind of feeling.
Yeah. I wish I had it. I would like take pictures of it. I might have pictures of it. But when I was at my old apartment, I didn't know that I would be moving. At the time, I was like talking with a partner about moving in. Um, and I had looked around my apartment and I was like, I have too much stuff, like, especially if I'm going to live with somebody, right? So, I mapped out this whole list and I broke my apartment up into not just rooms, but like sections of rooms. And that's exactly what I did, what you said you're doing. So, like, I put, you know, let's say I put bedroom, but then it had like six, seven things on that list. And it was like small dresser, little dresser, um, right half of closet. Like I really broke it down as like do this or do what's on the floor of the closet. Go through the stuff that's under your bed and all of those were separate. And I plotted it out so that I would because I wanted to have it done by a certain month just because I thought like we might be considering moving in and I was like, "Oh, it'd be such a great start." And so I plotted it out, added up all the like subtasks and then divided them by the days and I was like, "Okay, like in 3 months I'm going to do all this." And I did it and it felt so good and I stuck with it. Like I don't know how I
Mhm.
had the motivation then, but I guess I was in a good place and functioning executively. So,
Yeah. And it sounds so cliche. Like I broke it up into little,
mhm.
like big tasks and little tasks. But the other thing I was thinking that just came to me is that there's a there's a level of guilt too that comes with if I leave a mess on the counter or something, it's like I'm forcing two other people to
Mm.
deal with it. And it's like they don't deserve that. They don't like
Yeah.
why am I doing that to them? And that so there's a whole like extra layer of
Yeah.
guilt if
And I'm fine doing that shit to myself. Apparently.
but you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just like so then there's like guilt and stress
Mhm.
on like and so that's why the little stuff has helped a lot because it's like okay, we're going to get it done. We'll
Yeah.
finish it. Um yeah, but it's just
Maybe we'll do our
I don't know.
spring cleaning episode sometime soon. Who knows? I think I
Yeah, I
pushed
mean,
it to
I
next year.
like I went through my closet. My closet was just honestly a bunch of stuff that when we moved, I was just like, I can't fucking deal with this. And then it was what 3 years later, I was like, well, I guess I got to deal with
Yeah.
this.
Now I feel like I
And
have
then
more stuff, yeah, than when I moved. Go on.
well, I was saying, and then I just started doing it, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, this isn't that bad. And then I just kept doing it. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was done
Mm-hmm.
because before I would start and I would just freeze because there was just too much to do and I didn't know where to start and I didn't know what to do because I'd be like, well, I have to do the closet and then the bathroom and then this,
Mm-hmm.
this, and this, and this. And I just couldn't pick anything to start with. But just having that one little thing, I know when it starts and I know when it's done.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what that, it's like time blindness, but for tasks.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like you can even do like I don't know. Like my therapist had told me, and I did it for a little bit, but then I stopped. But I have been doing it again. It's the doom piles, right? We
See, I did try it, and those pissed me off.
Oh, so
Like,
like
I tried it.
doing a doom pile a day or something, or a week.
Oh, break. Oh. So I was doing the thing where I was just putting everything in the bin to like declutter, but then I would have like a fucking bin, and it made me so
Oh,
mad because then I'm like trying to find that thing.
yeah,
So I did try that, but undoing the doom piles is very satisfying.
yeah. Because it's like, I think when Manic was here, when my partner was here, he was actually like, I like that we both have our own little like organized piles of like chaos, but like they're in like this organized fashion, like for us. And it's like, yeah. But I was talking to my therapist about it, and she's like, just pick a pile a day. It can be the smallest pile. Like, just be like, oh, there's a pile of mail that's probably all trash on my kitchen table. I'm going to go through that today and take care of it. And so it's just stuff like that. And again, yeah, we know this isn't stuff that nobody's ever heard, but we've talked about it here and there, but we haven't really talked about it and focused on it at length. And it's just been like, yeah, just been top of mind. And I have noticed that like now I have some work, and that's been great. And it is kind of like pushing me to get more structure other places, and I would say motivating me a little bit, but I could still use some more motivation.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's only my professional reputation.
Yeah. See, and there's that stress. So,
I'm just
you
kidding.
know, like I think I told someone that. It might have been my parents. I was like, and I don't want to like embarrass Rebecca in front of her work colleagues. Um,
My work colleagues. That was nice though. Like you were like, "Hey guys," and literally like three other people knew who you were, which was really nice.
mhm.
Like I know you don't know everyone, but it was just nice that you got to go to a place where like
Yeah.
people already knew you.
Yeah. No, it is nice. And like some of the writers too, so that's been great. I
It. I went to my. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna we missed some stuff in chat. I wanted to go back, but go ahead.
I'd say I went to my friend's house today, and I was
Mhm.
helping out, and she's one of the most together people I know. And I saw a mail pile, and then I saw her basement. And I'm not saying, and this is not to be like tisk tisk or, but it was just like, oh, she has a pile of laundry. So that's
Yeah.
normal. And so the stuff that like I think I beat myself up for, like, oh, it's not just me that does this. There are other people out there who do have it together more than I do, maybe, who are still doing it because life is a fucking nightmare and everyone is busy and no one has time.
I think that's part of
Patriarchy and capitalism?
yes, always.
Yes.
But also how we like grew up. I guess I don't know about you, but um I love you, mom. But my mother and also my sibling, so my family that lives close by, they are
Fastidious.
yeah, it's insane. And like we had to do chores as kids, but it did feel like and just seeing I don't know, growing up and even as an adult, like being there and watching my mom be like, people are coming over and like see how stressed she was and like everything she did, that it's like nobody's gonna see that. But like it in her mind, you know? And
I think it's generational though, right? Like, didn't I mean, if her parents were to come over, because I know if my grandpa came over to my mom's house and it was messy, he'd say something. So it's like
oh,
you're judged on the house you keep, but our generation is like, we love you if you have stuff on your floor. We don't fucking
I guess
care.
my mom has to be a guest now because I don't know about that dynamic. So I'll have to ask what that's like. But yeah,
Like
I
your
think you're
house
right.
is a reflection of who you like. This is a reflection of who you are, and
Yeah. And like but I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like I think that's the problem. I'm not saying like everybody should just never clean their house and like have all the clutter you want and make it uncomfortable for people. Don't do that, but like the way we have to cuz I would never like okay, like being at your friend's house today, right? You saw that and you were like, "Oh," cuz you kind of thought she was the, you know, super type A OCD, you know.
And she is. That's the thing.
Yeah.
She is, but it's just like.
But it's like
Okay, so this is just person.
comforting. Yeah, it's like comforting knowing that like other people do that too, and that that's normal and natural. And whether the cleanliness of your house is morally neutral to some extent. Um, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think we're so stuck on making things perfect, or some of us. I think other people maybe have it under control. When I had an auntie who would iron the towels spotless. Iron the towels.
See, when I met Rob, Rob had it all under control, but he also didn't have furniture.
I thought you were going to say
And
friends.
well, that too, but he had like,
Sorry.
single guy cupboards. It was like a plate
Yeah.
and a cup.
Yeah.
And so he had a lot less things,
Single plate
but it
cup.
was a spotless apartment, but it was also a studio apartment and very small. And I think one of the things is I think our generation has been taught, like, as we move up through our careers, our houses are supposed to grow with us. And the amount of stuff we have is supposed to grow with us as our salaries increase, as our careers increase, except actually it just becomes untenable and unmanageable.
Yeah. Well, and also it's like I'm kind of like I'm never gonna own a house. Like that's how I feel. I'm like I'm never gonna own a house. It's just not gonna happen. Um, and I know never say never, but I just don't see it happening right now or anytime in the future. But things could change. But it's like a lot of us like don't even own houses and like can't. And it's like
Right.
that's what they expect. I think that's what they expect, like, oh, well, you have this much stuff and you're this age now and you're this many years into your career, like you should have a house, and then all that stuff is spread out. So it's not all like
Yeah.
contained in a single room like Jamie's office. Um yeah.
And that's a really good point because, again, the boomers have all the houses and they made it impossible for
Mm.
anyone else.
How boomers have ruined everything.
Oh no,
Episode
now we're
title.
depressed again.
I know, now we're depressed again. I do want to go back though because I think people had some good things to say. Um, Tora said this is motivating me to start cleaning. I'm gonna do a little section now. That's awesome. Paper said I've been trying to learn not to see everything is productivity when some. I'm trying to learn not to see everything as productivity when sometimes even getting out of bed has been tough sometimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you're in a deep dark hole, you're in a funk, and you haven't been able to get out of bed. So the day that you do get out of bed, like that's a win. And it doesn't feel like it, but it really is. Hey, Shep. Um, Breaking it down into small tasks is such a good hack with ADHD. Yeah, Tora, agree. Um, I thought Liz said something. I must have missed it. Oh, here we
Liz
go.
doesn't understand why people give you hard to keep plants when someone dies. Like, it's
Mm.
impossible. Like orchids, those are crazy
Oh
hard
my
to take to
gosh.
care for.
Rebecca, see, when people die, Rebecca sends me succulents. Those are great. I have, I do have two succulents that are alive right now from you. Well, one of them's like 1/5 alive. I will have to say, but that was from when my grandpa died. So my birthday succulent, which is when my 30s died, is still
True.
very much alive.
Yeah. I either send food or succulents because
Yeah, cheesecake and succulents. It's epic. I think we're done here. Cheesecake and succulents. I send condolence snacks. Yeah, Marina
yes.
sends snacks too. It's great.
And this is where I become a communist, but it's the whole it takes a village to raise a child. But I also think just we as people need villages, which we don't have. We're so spread apart. We don't
Yeah.
have people nearby. It's so hard to ask for help. And communal living, again, I know it sounds super hippy dippy and super communist, but that whole village aspect is completely gone. And now it's just capitalism based and it's my
Mm-hmm.
house. my stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and so people who need the help or need that village don't have access to it at all.
Tora says, not to brag, but I just cleaned my hallway doom pile and my dresser. I've been putting it off for ages and it only took me 15 minutes. That
That's the thing
happens.
too. It's like, right.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then you do it. Like, well, I could have done that a long time ago.
I'll do the timer thing sometimes too, or I'll be like, I don't know where to start. And so I'll just like set a timer for sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 30, sometimes it's an hour, like depending on how I'm feeling. But I'll just set a timer for like 20 minutes and just say, just do stuff in the kitchen. Like you have a lot of things to do in the kitchen, just start doing things. So I'll do some dishes. Maybe I'm cleaning out the fridge and throwing out like old food that I should have thrown out, and like
Yeah.
um, wiping down counters. And then I just do it for, the 20 minutes. And once it's up, I always tell myself, like, if you feel good to keep going and want to, then you can keep going. But once it's up, you can be like, you know what? I'm done. I did my 15, 20 minutes. I'm done. Good morning, Q. Morning.
There was a while there where it was like, I just felt like shit all the time and I just couldn't have the energy. But then I was like, well, am I depressed? I mean, the world's bad, but I don't feel super depressed. So it was, anyway, long story long, it's nice finding out that you have a chronic illness. because
Yeah.
because I would just keep beating myself up and I'm like, I don't what is going on? I'm exhausted. It's hard to move, it's hard to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um so it's it's really hard to not internalize like when you're unable to do something or you just don't have the energy or you put something off because you simply cannot.
Yeah.
Um
Or if you're,
and it's hard. Yeah.
or if you're like dealing with pain, because like I know you deal with pain
Mhm.
too, and we talk about like invisible illnesses, and um, that can make things a lot harder too. Like that can make things like where you can't do them, where you have to get help to do some things, in some cases.
Right. Exactly. So like that's but I think the first instinct though is not to be like, well, maybe it's an illness. It's just like, well, I'm obviously
Yeah.
a sloppy piece of shit who can't get off the couch and is
Everyone
just
has their
gross and
shit
awful.
together. Everyone has their shit together but me. That's like, yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
always playing in my head.
When actually it's like, well, maybe there's something else. But you never think that. You
When
you
actually
just
it's
are like,
like, hang on, do you really think these other people have their shit together? You know they don't have their shit together. Just
it's not but it's like it's not a character defect when
right.
actually you never consider that. It's clearly it just must be me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shep said, it's celebrating the things we have done, taking the actual time to highlight our accomplishments, regardless of size. It's everything for our mental health and creating a safe space inside ourselves. Chronic pain
Mhm.
and illness are life changing. I can relate very much. We deserve to give ourselves kindness because we are our harshest critic. Yeah. Yeah.
I will say,
Oh,
having a kid, you can make him do chores.
yeah. Oh, that is good. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say
I'm
this.
always yelling at the cats. Like, I'm like, you don't do anything. Like,
I know, but it's like you fucking live here.
I
You can
just
go dust the banister.
barehanded a piece of dried poop from your butt and you like can't even like take out your own litter, please. Come on.
God. No, I know, but it's like once your kids are old enough to like start contributing to the house, it's like, oh, and then that's the other thing. I think people just take it on themselves because you feel like that responsibility. But it's like, oh, there are other people who
Delegate,
live
man.
here, and one of them's a child, and she's got to learn how to do it, and she can
Yeah.
go do this.
Yep.
Not gonna lie,
But then
that's
there's also
pretty
the
great.
yeah, but then there's also, let's teach her to, know how to do these things and know how to like the basics to take
True.
care of herself or take care of her living space. But it's also like, but I also don't want to like pass on my trauma that I have about cleaning or anything. I mean, it could not just be cleaning, from my parents to,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
My
do you
mom would
think
always
about
make me go
that?
get the remote. No.
Oh,
She would always make me go get the remote for her, and I hated her so much for it. And now I
oh,
make Emily do it all the time. Go get. Can you go get Millie the remote? Just
wow.
give me the remote, please.
See, but that's not
And now I know
trauma.
why.
she's gonna
You're just
she's
being
gonna start a podcast in like 20 years, and it'll be like, oh, my mom always made me get the remote for her. Like, why couldn't she just get the remote?
it's really because they're being a shithead, and you're like, well, now I'm just gonna make it hard for you. But really though, like teaching her how to dust and teaching her how to clean, and I think I mentioned before, like we do get our house cleaned every other week, but she has to pick up her stuff first and she has to
Right.
learn how to do this. And so I don't know, those are skills that she needs soon, like in 5 years if she goes to college and lives in a dorm, like
Yeah.
she's gonna have to learn how to people. So but it's
Yeah.
hard when you're not good at it, or it's hard when they've inherited your ADHD.
Now I'm realizing even more how much we have to reach out to Casey Davis to be on the podcast because I just keep thinking of her and just like her tips to do stuff. I just thought of something and now it left me. Marina said, "Why else do people have kids if not to have someone do chores?" Yeah, I mean
100%.
that's
Well,
great.
I mean, really though, in the olden days, that's why they had children. That's why they had so
It
many children,
is.
because a lot of them lived on farms or,
Mm-hmm.
that type of thing. And so Rob hasn't tried telling Em to grab me a beer from the fridge yet,
Really?
but I bet you she would.
I
He just
swear.
left the
I
comment.
swear he did that even when we were on vacation. Rob, when we were all on family vacation, I'm pretty sure.
My mom taught her how to open a beer. She's there now visiting, and my mom taught her how to use the beer opener. So that'll be a fun
Like a
surprise
bottle opener.
when she comes
Nice.
home. I know.
I like how you're like the beer opener. Rob, you have her trained well.
But no,
The
but
beer
like they
opener.
would have farms, and the kids worked the farms. Like
Hmm.
children were not children to have. Children were
They would like
tiny
sometimes they'd like pull
employees.
them out of school. They'd be like,
Yes,
you're not gonna get educated anymore. We need you to get up at 4 in the morning and to work
right.
until 5 p.m.
They were
in the
employees, and you
fields.
had a lot because likely one of them was going to get run over with the tractor or a horse or whatever they used
We
back
need
then.
you to know how to do this so that when little Timmy dies, so that when I accidentally run over Timmy with
Yeah,
the
my least favorite.
yeah. No, I'm surprised. I would like immediately when M gets home. That's like the first thing you should do. Like, get me a beer.
I have to ask, and you don't have to answer, but like, do you also find it coincides with like changes in your menstrual cycle too? Like,
Oh yeah.
especially, yeah. So that makes things like even worse.
Oh yeah. I have any little motivation I do happen to have, if I happen to have it, like I lose. Like it's gone.
Because you have PMDD, right? Like,
I always thought I did, but I was told no. They told me no.
I mean, do you feel desperately depressed when you get your period, Jamie? Because I would vote yes then. That's- Was it a man, Jamie? Did a male gynecologist tell you no?
No, it was actually a female gyno.
Oh.
But
Yeah, the period always is just like, well, now I hate everyone too, on top of everything else. So
yeah.
that just makes it a million times worse.
Well, and then I think I also get I feel a lot more vulnerable. I feel like nobody likes feeling vulnerable. I try my best to not be in situations where I'm going to be vulnerable, I think. But I mean, I guess I'm vulnerable on the podcast, for example. But I don't know where I was going with this. Feeling
I don't
vulnerable.
either. I'm not.
Um I just lost it. I'm sorry. What were we just talking
It's
about?
okay. Your gynecologist telling you that you don't have what you know you have because you know your
Yeah.
body better than anyone.
But before that, what were we saying? Before the PMDD.
It'll come. It'll come later.
Oh, just being on my period. Yeah, that's like I feel so incredibly vulnerable and frail and fragile when I'm on my period. And I think that's I don't know. I guess the frail and fragile part are parts that I'm not used to feeling or that I don't like feel them. Maybe I don't feel them publicly, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um but that's almost like the worst part for me about being on my period is that I'm just like, ugh. I'm sensitive too. I'm like extra sensitive. But
So then you're probably even harder on yourself.
yeah. Because like sometimes even like something will happen and I'll like cry over it and I'll be like, this is so stupid. Why are you crying over this? You know? And I know exactly why I'm crying over it because I'm really emotional and on my period. Um and vulnerable. But yeah. It's easier said than done, but I think we just all need to let go of a lot of the things the patriarchy has taught us. Um, just to let go of, I guess, of the shoulds, right? Of the should have done this and the shame. We just need to let go of these rules that we all have in our heads of like how it has to be and like my house has to be this before anyone can come over. Um,
Yeah.
you know, there have been times when I was supposed to have somebody over and I was like, you know, this isn't going to work out because of that. That happened over Christmas because I was so
Mhm.
depressed and I had major depression house still at that time and I thought I was going to get it together because I love spending Christmas with my niece and nephew. It is like literally so magical with children. And um my family, my sibling, my sister-in-law don't really decorate too much. I think they're going to start to now that Aquinas is older, but they don't really decorate much for Christmas and I usually would go all out. I couldn't even put my tree up
Mhm.
and I was like this is awful. Like I don't want to invite them over here. So, and that sucks because then I feel like I missed out on that. And I know it's okay. And of course my family's like that's totally fine. Just come over here and, you know, we'll just have a relaxing day and open presents and play and it'll be fine. Um but that's like something I wanted to have and it was like sad that I couldn't push through, you know, for like my niece and nephew to
Well, I mean, to counter that, there was a couple of years ago, I felt the exact same way at Christmas when you have like a kid right in your face and like, when are we going to do this? When are we going to do this? And you can't put it off anymore.
mm-hmm.
And it's like, you can't explain to them, like, hey, I'm feeling, because they don't understand that. And
Christmas is
so
canceled.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. They don't understand that. And so
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna fuck you up, I guess, and not have Christmas. I can't do that. So, but then the energy it takes to and the mental gymnastics to actually do the thing, and then you're not having fun. And so then you feel guilty for not having fun, like a bad parent. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a whole other layer of
Or you do what you
fuck.
can, but then your kid's like,
It's not enough.
where are the, oh, but you didn't put up the stockings, the
Mm-hmm.
special stockings. Or like,
Literally.
oh, you
Yes.
decorated the tree with just the store bought ornaments. What about our special ornaments,
Hmm.
mom? You know, I feel like that was kind of me as a kid. And now I'm like, fuck, I'm sorry, mom. But
No, but it's true. That's exactly true. I'm like,
yeah,
that's happened. It's like, well, what about this, this, and this? And why aren't we putting lights up? And I'm like, oh my God. Look, kid, I got this up for you. Like, I don't know what else you want from me right now. But again, it's like they don't have the capacity to understand.
no. But one day they will. And they'll start a podcast about it.
My mom didn't put up the Christmas decorations.
And she always made me get the remote for her.
Get the remote.
Mom, you used to have to get up and press buttons on the TV. You remember, you're old.
There is some stuff though. She'll be like, Mom, we didn't put out Halloween decorations and like tell your therapist about it in 15 years. I don't fucking care. Like there is some stuff that I've
Yeah.
had to just be like,
Like
you know
draw
what,
the
kid,
line.
that's
You're
too
like,
bad.
no. You're like, this is not
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
100%. And part of me wonders, like, am I fucking her up with that? But then the other part of me is like,
Do you usually
can
like
you? No.
involve
Okay.
her? Like for like decorating for Christmas? Are you like, let's maybe that's
No, because I never did any of this before I had a kid.
mm,
So I don't know if this is like an autism thing, but like I don't have pictures on the walls of people. I never like did the decorations. Like it just, I was, why? Like we had a tree and stuff, but like I didn't
Yeah.
do it up. And now that we have a kid who likes that kind of thing, it's like, well, why didn't we decorate for Easter? I'm like, well, A, because we don't celebrate, and B, but it's just like they like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I've I've never had to do this. I don't have, and now I don't have the energy for it.
Ooh, you know what you should do?
No, it's not. I'm not decorating.
No, but listen. She has like her like game room or whatever. Or
Hmm.
maybe it's a little corner in her room or somewhere else.
Oh, that is a good idea. We could decorate
Yeah.
her own room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, don't
perfect.
tell me no. I have good ideas. But no,
That
but
is a
not
good
even
one.
you. You can be like, okay, any holiday you want to decorate for, you can decorate for.
Smart.
But
Smart.
and you can even be like, we'll go together to wherever. I would normally say Target, but don't go to
I
Target.
was just gonna say we can't fucking go to Target for
I
their dollar
know.
decorations anymore, so
I
I
know.
don't even know. But yes, agreed.
Fuck you, Target.
And you can decorate your room.
Yeah, and then you don't have to do it. You just like
Right.
tell her to, and
That's
then
smart.
you say, Dad will help you if you need to like put
Just
something
throw
up
Rob under the
high
bus.
or yeah, yeah, and then you don't have to deal with it. But then like she's still happy, and like she also did it herself. I was gonna just
Yep.
suggest that you two like make it
That's a good
a
idea.
thing. Listen to maybe some like heavy metal Christmas music and decorate for Christmas with her. Have like a tradition or have a movie on, your
That's,
favorite Christmas movie, and
yeah.
you're both doing it. So it's not just you being like, ugh, and like she's part of it.
Well,
And she
and I
understands that
remember,
it's like work and that it takes time to do these things, you know?
yeah. I don't know how your mom was, but like my mom goes balls deep with holiday decor.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she has it in storage in spades. And there's like this guilt, like I'm not doing holidays, quote unquote, right.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm not doing, and I'm because she was like, Grandma's house is magical. And then she comes to our house and she's like, well, this is shit.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's like I'm not giving this to my kid because that's how it was when we were growing up too, and I can't give her that. And, um, I don't know. It's just one of those things that's like I don't. At the end of the day, I just do not have the energy to have
Oh
decorations
my God. Buy
for
her one of
every
those
fucking
like
holiday.
little Christmas trees, but get it in like a color, like her favorite color, like whether it's like pink or
Hmm.
blue or silver or black. And like that can be part of it. Maybe that's just it. Maybe she just has that tree that she can change
Yeah,
because they have
that's true.
seasonal ornaments for like every season for Christmas trees, like little ones.
That's true.
I love this idea. I'm
That's a good
excited
idea.
about it.
I am too.
Rebecca's like, I'm so glad. I'm like, I'm excited about it, but I'm not gonna be there for it. Apparently, yeah. Marina said thrift store, craft store for decorations. Yeah, that's a really good
Oh
idea.
yeah, that's smart.
I don't think I've really found good holiday decorations at the thrift store, but I guess they do put them out around that time. So maybe I'm just not looking around that time. Welcome in, Rob. Hi, baby.
Home Goods. I'm sure there's something hideous at Home
Oh
Goods.
my God. Since I got laid off, I've been dying to go to Home Goods, and I still haven't been. I told you that's the first thing my mom said to me when I was like, I got laid off today. My mom was like, when are you going to Home Goods? Like, when are you going to go shopping? Because it's like the stress shopping. Things are going wrong. So we go spend money and feel better about ourselves.
The other thing I wanted to talk about with like the
Mm-hmm.
I can't even is the expectation that you have to show up to work and act like everything is fine and everyone else around you is acting like everyone is fine and everything is fine. Like I remember the day they overturned Roe versus Wade and I had to go to a meeting and
Oh
everyone
my
was
God.
like, and I had just finished bawling my eyes out and I had to just be like, okay, here we are.
I,
And you mentioned moral injury and that's
yeah.
that's a huge part of it. Like next week I have to go to work and pretend that they didn't just pass the most fucked up piece of legislation I've ever seen in such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have to go to work and pretend they didn't say something about alligator Alcatraz. Like I have to pretend this, which is crazy to me and makes me feel crazy and depressed as fuck. And I don't know. That does not help when you're in the hole and you're trying to get out of it
No, it doesn't at all.
because you're already trying to be normal-ish, but then having to be normal-ish around other people is wretched.
Shook. All this shit has shook me deeply too. Yeah, there's just so, I feel like it's been nonstop. Like, I mean, definitely from before for sure, but like since the pandemic, it's been just awful. And I think that's why it's like so much more important for managers to be good managers, because I don't know, it's not many managers that I would feel comfortable with. Literally like none, maybe like one in my career, where I would feel comfortable saying like I need a mental health day, or this,
Hmm.
like, I can't. I actually think because I had a woman boss at the time for Roe v. Wade, I'm pretty sure that like we got in a meeting and she could just see it on all of our faces, because it was like, I think it was like 2 men and like 20 women, 15 women, something like that. And she was like, you know what, let's call it a day. It was like one. And she was like, let's
Hmm.
call it a day. We all have a lot on our minds. And I'm like, yes. Like, first of all, like, that hardly ever happens where your boss is like, we're going to call it a half day, or please go home.
Yeah.
Um, but even
Or
just being,
January. Remember when January 6th happened? Remember when January 6th happened? And we were just like, are we going to go act like are we going
mm-hmm,
to meetings and stuff? Like,
mm-hmm,
are we just going to pretend like nothing happened and just say, how are you doing? And be like, so good.
yeah. Well, I think, yeah, like, I wish I had better advice for navigating that, like, in the workplace, because, like, that is such a
Oh,
problem. But again, like, this doesn't necessarily help, but it's likely, a guaranteed, honestly, that you're not the only one feeling that way because of the fucking
right.
fucked up world right now. Um, and so, like, everybody's
When
showing
Trump,
up and they're like,
when
ugh.
Trump was elected again, there was a message that went out on Slack to all like the upper management that was like, people are probably gonna be having a really hard time today, and like if they need to take the day, let them take the day. I've never seen that in my entire fucking
Mm,
life. Never,
yeah.
ever. And it was like, okay. Although I do have to say, we had a meeting the next day and we all got on the meeting and we spent half an hour showing each other our dogs. That was the entire meeting. And then one
I
of the
like that.
guys had like a dog with a dress up box and he showed us all of her outfits.
A dress up box.
And it was just like, we're not going to pretend this is normal, but we all need to feel something. So let's just show each other dogs.
Oh my
And that
god.
was it. That was the meeting. Just, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I love that so
It was
much.
nice to not have to pretend. It was just nice not to have to be like,
Yeah.
none of us could. Um, and again, I know we internalize a lot of it. And it's like, it's a moral failing, but more and more, it's just like, okay, there are other people out there who simply cannot as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. One of the guys I worked with, someone was shitting on something he did and then like how, he didn't do something right. And I was like, his mom died, right? Like his mom just died.
Did they know?
And he was like, no. He's
Oh.
like, oh, I was like, yeah. But do you know what I mean? It's
But
like
it's
no one
also
thinks
like, yeah.
they're automatically thinking it's you a moral failing. It couldn't possibly be anything else.
Yeah.
And that's why people don't feel safe or comfortable
Mm.
in the workplace
Yeah.
showing that the things are affecting them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Or yeah,
Yep,
talking
it's a
about the
target.
things that we're all taught to be ashamed of, you know what I mean? But like, we all do them, or most of us do them.
Yep.
And it's like, but you should be ashamed of that. And it's like, well, actually, maybe we should all talk about it. So, yeah. Ugh. My friend, what is this? Oh, Rob. Yeah, that meme. I'm gonna need that on the soundboard. They ask you how you're doing, and you have to say you're fine, but you're not fine. My friends are definitely tired of my going crazy over everything happening in your country now, but I need them to understand it affects us too eventually. Yeah. And Marina said, work got to the point for me when anytime during the one-on-ones, my manager would ask, how's it going? And I'd just say, it's going, and then shut my mouth.
I love it's going. It's going is my favorite answer. It's going.
I would usually be like, I'm here.
My favorite one is I'm reluctantly alive. I reluctantly exist today.
I
That's
am
Ashes. That one is my favorite.
I'm refusing to be complicit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here for dress up
So
boxing. Yes.
giving yourself
What?
grace, knowing that other people are out there feeling the same way.
Yeah. Like us. Um yeah. No, appreciate all the support too, and everyone sharing their own stories of trying to get out of that hole and get on top of things. And it's just so much. It is. This is a cliche, but it's so hard being an adult, you guys. I never could have imagined, you know? Because all you want is to like grow up so nobody has to tell you what to do. But then you're telling yourself what to do based on society's expectations. So, and then shaming yourself for it. Again, this is why we do co-working sessions in Discord. So join the Discard, and
It's true.
um, yeah, because that does help sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm like, I can't. Um, but yeah, music helps.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Some like I know me personally, I am not someone who turns to people like when I'm in a hole. It's like I don't want to talk.
I don't
I don't
usually
want to talk
either.
to anyone. It's like I can't. I can't.
I'm trying to be better about it because I think it does like it helps me. And I know if like you're going through shit, like I want you to tell me and like talk to me about it and like get it out, even if it's like nothing we can do about it. Sometimes we just gotta blap. But
Gestures vaguely.
it's hard. Yeah. Yeah.
It's everything. Well, that was
This was
great.
super uplifting.
Congrats to our winners
Yeah,
of the giveaway.
congrats to our winners, El Moked 11 and motherfucking Shiva, MF Shiva. Um,
Thank you for joining us. Um,
yeah.
thank you for joining us in the hole.
Also, we're not playing a game after stream because, yeah, thanks. Vague
Yeah,
gestures.
that's the thing. It feels disingenuous.
Mm. But then there's, playing the games where you're doing your little chores and you're feeling better about things. It could be a good thing and a bad
Who was
thing.
it who said that they pretend there's a camera watching them, like an invisible camera watching them?
I don't know.
And like that's what forces them to do work.
Oh,
Who was
like
I
at
talking to?
at home, or you mean
Uh,
in a
yeah,
game?
yeah.
Oh,
No, at home. It's like it's the game
yeah,
I play is that like I'm being secretly recorded and that's how I do my work.
yeah.
That's so awful and mean to yourself.
Hi, Cosmic. Thank you guys.
Cool.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I love, and also like hearing people. I remember Rebecca would like organize her fridge and like send me a picture or something. And like just like even seeing that, yeah, post pictures of like organizing, post pictures of your messes, your befores, your afters, your whatever in Discord. Like, share your shit, guys. I need to do that because I'm trying to get my shit in order, and because it motivates me to like hear that like talking to somebody about it has motivated them to do this thing, and like them being motivated motivates me, and like seeing you accomplish something that like looks so great, and like hearing about like how great it makes you feel, to have completed that task, like motivates me. I'm like, oh, maybe I can get in on that dopamine, serotonin.
I don't know. I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
My brain is
I
we
control what
talked
I
about.
can control. Sometimes that's just staying hydrated. Yes, it is. Sometimes it's like feed the cats, drink some water, try to eat. Yeah. Then Tora's over here making sweaters every week. What the fuck?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
The fucking president told people to run in a zigzag from the alligators.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know how many more pics of the drink card I can send. Did you put it in Burnout Collective? Because I don't think you did. I don't think Rebecca's seen it, for example.
I have not.
Rebecca would love to see the drink cart. So
Absolutely, I would.
it's drinks for her partner. She doesn't drink any of them, but she sets up now. Now that she's a woman of leisure, she organizes his drinks.
Nice. I love that.
Tora has not seen a drink cart. See, get on that shit, Marina.
You know what, though? I will say one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
There might be something where maybe you just have your friend clean your house because when I was at my friend's today, I vacuumed all her rugs. No problem. Couldn't pay me enough money to do that motherfucking house. I hate it. But hers, I was like,
Oh,
it's
I
fine.
mean,
I don't know what it was. Maybe it's
well,
just because
it'd
it was I
be,
don't live there, but
yeah.
maybe just have a friend come over and help you clean,
Mm-hmm.
even though you're embarrassed.
That wasn't, yeah, that was another thing I was going to tell you too is like, we talked about how, especially our closest friends, or at least mine, don't live near me, really.
Hmm.
Um, so I can't really do that. Like, I don't really have someone that's super close that I can just be like, hey, come over. Like,
Right. Commune living. This is why, again, we all need to be communists. Commune
yeah, communists in a commune.
or sister wife.
Sister wives and drink carts. Sorry, I was trying to make a title,
Thank you
but it didn't
guys.
work. Thank you.
No, it's fine. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week. Please, again, even if you just need to scream into the void, we have our Discord. Feel
Yeah,
free to send us an email. We don't have answers, but we can at least empathize and
yeah, um,
be there with each other.
yeah. We don't have any guests scheduled for the future yet, but we have reached out to a couple. Again, if you would like to be a guest or you know someone who you think would be
Mhm.
perfect to be a guest on the Burnout Collective, please email us, podcast at burnoutcollective.com. And yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Be nice to yourselves, and hopefully everyone can kind of have a relaxing weekend. Maybe do one doom pile.
America does not deserve a birthday, though. I'm just
Oh no,
saying,
fuck that. Yeah,
we do not deserve a birthday party.
no.
We're grounded.
But I know it means many people have the day off, an extra day off. So enjoy the weekend. It's been real. Deuces.
See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.